love?
Hmm. What do you mean by what is true love? You There are two types of love, one true and other untrue. Hmm? One real,
Right.
other unreal.
Because I feel like in Hollywood movies, the kind of they portray love as always a man and a woman, and being together means love. Despite everything, they be together. But I feel this is a very limited view and limited way of seeing love.
They are just trying to make sex little more poetic. What they mean by love is fuck. The very English word love comes from Sanskrit root lob. Lob means greed. So when you are greedy for someone or something, you call it I love that thing. When your saliva is dropping too much, you want to devour the apple or ice cream, then you say I love ice cream, I love mangoes. In the same way, you see someone, you are chemically attracted to that person. And you want to consume that person. You want to reduce that person into a consumer item. You want to get pleasure out of it. Then you go to that person and then you say, I love you. So, if you were honest, you would say, I love you. So come to my bed, I will fuck you. There ends the love. Once your fucking business ends, your love ends. We are very attracted because they show that they are so emotionally, they are attached. They are sometimes fighting for their woman also. They expose themselves in danger. But even for your wealth, even for your prized possession, whatever you care very much, you can fight for that also. If someone tries to steal your diamond, then also you will not allow so easily. And they know at least the woman gives more pleasure. There is some kind of meeting, the energy is meeting if both of them are equally mad for each other, equally passionate. But it is like a feverish state. It can last as long as it can last. You don't know when it will disappear. Because it is totally unconscious. It is coming out of your unconscious instinct, your biological compulsions. You are compelled. You are not free. Real love is true love is when you have something overflowing. You have more than what you need, so you want to share it. You are fulfilled within. You are not lacking anything. You are complete in yourself. You are rested. You are relaxed. You are at home. You are overflowing. You have something which you can share. If you are your master, your thoughts are also your slave. Your emotions are also your slave. They behave properly. They behave according to you. They can never become your master. Your body is also your slave. So when the master is present, when the light is present, then things are all right. Things go smoothly. You will express emotion where emotions are needed. And if someone is very thinking type, very rich in thinking, then you will share your thinking with that person, your ideas, your conceptions. That is also kind of love. You are giving that person a certain food. You are sharing your emotions. That will give some nourishment to that person. But only when the light is there. Otherwise you are a blind person. So you are stumbling yourself and you will lead other person also to ditches. But what is love? When you say that you are in love with certain person, what happens when you are in love? Then the division, separation dissolves. If you see someone as other, you may consume that person, you may devour that person, you may use that person for your pleasure, or you can behave in a good way for some period. But when someone is separate from you, when a person is a stranger, is not one with you, when the person is other, then you are in suspicion. You doubt. You are not at ease. You are always alert. Maybe this person may exploit me, may use me in wrong way. So only when you find oneness in the other person, love can happen. That is what is meant when Kabir said, Prem gali ati sakri, ta mein do na samai. The lane of love is very narrow, in which two cannot go together. You will have to become one. And if you want to be a loving person, you will have to get rid of your ego. It is because of the ego we feel separate. It is because of the ego the wave or the drop is separate from the ocean. You think you are a separate form. But what you are seeing is the form, you are not seeing the essence. You are too identified with the form, which is a dead thing. The life is throbbing inside. You are not seeing the life in the form. The very essence, your very essence. You have to find your very essence. There is another saying of Kabir. प्रेम न बाड़ी उपजे, प्रेम न हाट बिकाए. Love cannot be cultivated in the field, in the farmland. Love cannot be sold in the marketplace. Or you cannot buy love in the marketplace. Raja praja je ruche, शीश दिए ले जाए. Anyone, whether he is a king or a pauper, anyone who wants love, he will have to offer his head. That means the ego. So what is this ego or the head? Head is symbolic of separation. Because you are identified with your mind. It is because you think you are the mind. Your mind creates this separation. You are separate from me, you are separate from your students, you are separate from your other teachers because of your mind. Because you see your form, you are this, that is another person, what kind of mad thing this person is telling. How can I be safe? How can there be no separation? I am separate. But what makes you separate? It is your form. You are just looking at your form. You are blind to your essence. You are blind to your real thing. You are living in your porch. You have not even entered into your home. You have to enter into your drawing room, your dining place, your, what is the place? Master's room. If you are floating on the surface, how you will know what is in the depth? Your form is the most obvious thing because it is the grossest. It can be seen with your gross eyes. That's why in yoga and in India they say there are many bodies. They call all these things body, mental body, emotional body, vital body, pranic body, that is vital body. Body of bliss, Vigyanmay Kosh, body of consciousness. So it is like the onion. You go on peeling, you will find another layer within it. But you are confined to the first layer, you have not even started peeling the second. That's why everyone has this illusion that I am separate. I am the wave, I am the drop, I am not the ocean. You can love someone only when you find something essential in you which is same in everyone. If you go inside and you enter to your very center, then you will know you are the witnessing consciousness. You are always the knower. You can never be reduced to something known. The knower can never become known because otherwise who will know? So you are the knower. And that knower is same in everyone. Like it is because of the electricity everything works, whether it is the bulb or tube light or television or AC. What is the central thing? What is the essence in all those things? Is the electricity. Your inner electricity is the consciousness. But if a person is just lost in seeking pleasure, he eats something, he gets some pleasure. But who is getting that? Even that pleasure, you are getting because of the presence of consciousness. But the person is so unintelligent, so gross, that person concludes what is there to search within. Just eat, drink and be merry. Food, fart and fuck. That becomes the whole life. And then someone thinks sex is the ultimate thing. There also you are just seeking pleasure. But pleasure, if you are seeking pleasure, you will become imprisoned. You are creating your own limitation, your own boundary line, your own prison. Something gave you pleasure, but after some time, it may not give you that same pleasure. So you will go on running from this pleasure to that pleasure, just like the musk deer. The musk is within him, and the deer is searching in the forest. The deer is running madly without food and water, because wherever it goes, it feels that there is the fragrance. It feels it is coming from outside, but the fragrance is within him. So you have to find out what is your essence. Once you have found that this witnessing consciousness is my essence, then you will know that it's the same in everyone. And that moment you are liberated. I think it is maybe Socrates has said, knowledge liberates, or maybe it is said in the Bible. I exactly don't remember. Knowledge liberates. But they should say, it's better to say not knowledge, knowing liberates. Because knowledge is just information. You are the capacity to know. And once you have found your very essence, that is the witnessing consciousness or consciousness, that very consciousness is love also. Because once you have found what is your essence, you will know that it is in everyone same. Then you can treat others well. Then only you will become sensitive to others. Then only you can care others. Then only your violence will disappear. Your jealousy, your anger, your lust, your greed, your possessiveness, all these, what had entered inside you?
9 billion
spirit or something else?
Uh,
9 evil spirit.
evil spirit, evil spirit.
So then only the evil spirit can go. These are the evil spirit. The person said the evil spirit has entered, but he was just talking mystical thing without understanding. These are the evil spirit. Your anger, your jealousy, your lust, your greed. When you are possessed by all those things, you are not living in your home. They have occupied your home. And then there is right. They run right in your home and you are just terrified by them. Your life become hell. But we are just unintelligent people, impatient. We are, even in the name of truth, in the name of meditation, in the name of spirituality, we are searching is pleasant state, good space. For a while it was so outstanding, it was so great, excellent. There was mindfulness. Then what happened to the mindfulness? It was not mindfulness, you can call it mindfulness because mindfulness is of the mind. You have to know your pure consciousness. This pure consciousness is like the light in the lamp. But the light in the lamp, the flame in the lamp is neither the earthen lamp, nor is it is the wick, neither it is this oil. It is qualitatively different from all these things. But all these things are needed for the flame to appear, for the flame to remain there. In the same way, you need a form. Form is needed. The body has to be in a right state to absorb prana energy, to contain prana in this body. As long as it is able to keep the prana energy inside, then the consciousness will remain. Otherwise it will leave the body once the body is not in the right state. But that doesn't mean that you are this prana energy, or you are this body, or you are the food. Consciousness is hidden in the food. But food is not consciousness. Without the presence of this consciousness, nothing is there. The whole world will disappear immediately when the consciousness stops functioning. You will say, but if I die, other people will be there. But in them, the consciousness is functioning. So for you, the whole world has gone. What is happening to other is not your problem. If consciousness is present in some form, they will experience the world. But where the consciousness has stopped functioning, everything disappears. That person cannot hear anything, that person cannot see anything, that person cannot touch anything, person cannot think anything, imagine anything, dream anything, experience anything or smell anything. That person cannot touch. Everything disappears for that person. So, if you talk big philosophy, I hope someday they will discover all the galaxies, all the this, that. What is your problem? If they discover anything, what will happen to you? Your life will remain the same. But without the presence of this consciousness, there is no galaxy. But you see, anyone who goes inside, really goes inside, sincerely, authentically, we never think about these things. Even now, you will not find a person like Krishna or Buddha or Mahavir or Shiva. That level of consciousness they found because they were not much interested. They found that if you have to find some solution, it has to be within you. Because problem is yours. Problem is within you, so how can the solution be outside? Most of the people whom we call avatars or enlightened people in India, they were mostly those who were from rich family, royal families. So they had no problem of bread and butter and normal things. All those things were provided. They were not looking for money. They were not trying to be a Bill Gates or a Ambani or anyone. But they have enough time. They have lesser time. They found. They have lesser time. They have time, some time where they could remain alone and they could reflect what is their inner state, what is happening inside. And they saw all the ghosts are within me. The mind is chattering, so many desires are running like waves in the ocean. The greed is inside, lust is inside, anger is inside. So, where is there solution for these things outside? Is there any psychiatrist or psychologist who will solve it? It is arising within me. So I have to find the source from where it is arising. And I have to find what is my real nature. Am I these desires? Am I this body? Am I this mind? Am I my emotions or my feeling or my mood? What I am? Who am I? Or I am just bundle of confusion. I am just waves. Is there anything within me which I can call this is me? How can you find all those things? If you are fucking a woman, you will find this. If you are eating mangoes and you are eating all the time, eating pork and donkeys and monkeys and beef and whatever. So you will know these things. They may have done all those things as much as they could do. Though Buddha was from the very beginning very sensitive. He was always very much in love with animals and birds. That must have been his earning from his past life, this impersonal journey of the consciousness. It cannot happen out of blue, nothing happens. You will search for something only, you will search for anything according to your maturity. You cannot start searching for very refined things, very great things if you are an immature person, if you don't deserve it. So he must have been very reflective person, very person who was observing life, who was trying to see what is the secret, what is the mystery, from where all these things are arising. Why the greed arises within me? Why the passion? Why the lust arises in me? So, and he was also, because his father never wanted him to to go in search of truth, because that was predicted by an astrologer, that he will leave everything. He will become a great sannyasin. He will become a recluse. His father didn't want that to happen, so he drowned him in all kind of pleasure, so that he can never escape from it. But if you are not a dumb person, if you are intelligent, if you are provided with all kind of indulgent thing, sooner or later you will find that this is all repetitive, and it is just tiring me. It is destroying my health. It is depleting my energy, and it is not giving any fulfillment to me. Otherwise, if I have a sex with someone, I should feel very complete. I should not feel lacking anything for at least for 1 or 2 months or something like that. But it is just momentary. After some time again the desire comes. And you are just in a feverish state. The source of your joy is outside. Then the other becomes a hell. If you are able to see rightly, $2,500 years from now, or 5,000 years from now, there have been enlightened people who were far more evolved as a human being. They were far more sensitive. They had this sense of empathy in them. They were so full of life. They had so much reverence for life. If you compare them with the modern man looks like a big joker. They're just pygmies in their comparison. Even before Buddha became a Buddha, he was so sensitive. He was just a child, he was just a kid when his cousin brother, I'm forgetting his name, his cousin brother was always in competition with him. So he shot at some bird, and the bird fell near Buddha. Maybe he came to take it, but Buddha refused to give him. The bird was not yet dead. So Buddha took a very good care of the bird and removed all his wound and applied medicine and ointment. And after some time, after many days, the bird recovered. This is a sign of an evolved person. But when Buddha found the truth, what he said, ahimsa paramo dharma, non-violence is the ultimate dharma, the ultimate law, the ultimate truth. Because you have once found the source of life in yourself, then you will find that it is everywhere, in everyone the same life is throbbing. So how can you destroy life? It is because of the ignorance. It is because of your desire to exploit others, to just get some pleasure. You are destroying life. But that is possible only when you are slave to your sense organs, when you are slave to your tongue. So when Buddha found the truth, his first thing he declared was the Four Noble Truths. Life is full of suffering. The suffering is because of Trishna, your desire, your passion, your and why you desire something? Only when you feel you are lacking, you are incomplete. You can never become complete by finding objects and things in the outside world. You have to go inside and know what is your real nature. And your consciousness is always fulfilled, always complete. It is not lacking anything. There is not even a ripple of incompleteness in it. It is pure, it is complete. But you are looking at the world from your mind, so then you feel you are incomplete. There is a gap which has to be filled. So then he found because of the desires you are suffering, and the suffering can be removed. For that he found Eight Noble Truths, Eightfold Path, Ashtangik Marg. So in that, whatever you are doing has to be right. If you are speaking, it has to be right speech. If you are doing something, it has to be right action. If you are making effort, it has to be right effort. If you are doing some job, that has to be right livelihood. Even about meditation and samadhi, he said right samadhi, right meditation, right contemplation. If you are doing it in a wrong way, that may be just a whim and fancy of your mind. That will not lead you to liberation. So it has to be right. Like Mahavir said that there are 4 types of meditation. One kind of meditation is out of anger. You become very concentrated. The other kind of meditation is out of fear. So you have to find the right meditation, which is not out of fear, not out of greed, not out of anger. And when someone enters within him, he doesn't need a microscope to find that life is even in your very breath. life is there also which you cannot see, but that life is present there. That's why Mahavira found that there are 5 types of life. 1 sense organ life, 2 sense organ, and then man is 5 sense organ. He found everything inside. And he became so careful not to hurt anything that even he will walk very carefully. He will first clean the place where he will sit so that not to harm any living being. It's not that if you don't desire to kill, things will not be killed. But if you are killing it consciously, if you are killing it either mechanically or intentionally, then you are lowering your consciousness. So that is real love. When you have reverence for life, when you have respect for life, when you try to find the meeting ground, when you try to find what is similar in everyone, when you try to dissolve the distinction, the separation, then there is no other, then the other is no longer a hell. But because you are confined to your form, you think you are this form, then you are doing everything, you are running like a mad person the whole day, because the whole world is running, so you have to also run like a neurotic, like a fanatic, like a mad person in this rat race. And you have no free time, no leisure time. That's why Osho said meditation is the last luxury. It can be, only those people can afford it who have found that there is nothing outside. If you go on running outside, there will be no significance in your life. Everything is de-arranged inside you, within you. So first you have to create an inner harmony. Only then your life will be of some significance. So only when you stop all the chattering of the mind, when there is no ripple in the lake of your consciousness, then you will find what is your essence, what is your real state. Then only love can arise out of it, real love. Love is not something which you beg from others. If you are begging, then you are moving towards sex, you are moving towards lust. A person who is himself lacking, a person who is incomplete in himself, what he can give, he or she can give to others. That person can give money but not love, and money is not love. Once you have known your inner truth, whatever you will be doing will be a loving act. Even if that person expresses his love through sex, his love will be there because the person is awake. Or if the person is sharing money, that will come out of love. But first, love has to be within you. If you don't have it, how you can give it? If you are yourself a beggar, if you are yourself feeling empty, what you can share?
So you understood or not?
Understood, Swami.
So what happened to your concept of love now?
Now I understand that if you feel separate from the other person, then it's not love. And then if you have nothing inside and you don't know what love is, you may think that you are loving the other person, but it's also not love. So I think a lot of things that we think is love, society teaches this is love, is actually not love.
If you want to find what is love, if you want to know what is love, then you have to go inside first. First, you have to find it within you. That's why Socrates said, know thyself first. That's why Heraclitus also said, physician, heal thyself first. And what Osho said, before you can know yourself, just be yourself. We are all fake. If you are wearing masks, how you will know what is your real nature?